Of course, here we go. All right, welcome to the Huddle. It's me, Coach Muddle. Hopefully, you didn't hear that.
I didn't hear anything. What did something
Oh
come
my
through?
goodness, man.
What are you doing?
Yeah, my
Don't
mouth.
mess your intro because you mess it up every day.
I know I didn't do the intro.
Okay,
That's what
all right.
screwed me up. I didn't do the intro. That's what screwed
I
me up.
screwed
So
you up. What did I
just,
do? I'm sitting here.
No, I'm just saying that's what screwed me up. I didn't say you
okay.
screwed me up. I said
Okay.
that's what screwed me up, trying to go through. So welcome, Football Monday, big game tonight. The G-Men, can they put two together? I don't know. But huge day yesterday of tons of games. I mean, New York is already getting the Canyon of Heroes set up for Mike White. It's Mike White Day in New York City. I mean, you think the guy's been anointed or a Hall of Famer already, but that's another thing. So, but we'll get into it. I think we should start with the big trade, big news just before we on the air, and I'm surprised it happened so quickly. With that is that Von Miller, is out in Denver. So he's going to the Rams, who I don't know where the Rams getting all these draft picks from because they don't have a first round pick till like 2030 or something like that.
Well,
and where's their cap space? I'm
basically,
just wondering,
what they did, Coach. I mean, essentially, they're giving up a second and a third for a guy who's not going to be on the team. He's a free agent next year. And the Broncos 8. So essentially, they gave up Miller in a season they know, obviously now with the Broncos, it's done. I know he was hurt. I don't know if he played last week or not, but still, $9.7 million. They're paying $9 million. So essentially, the Rams are paying $700,000. But Coach, can you imagine that defense now? You're going to have Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Leonard Floyd coming at you. I mean, it is going to be awfully, awfully impressive. It really is.
Absolutely. It reminds me of the Giants back when they had the NASCAR package, with Strahan and Tuck and OC. I mean, those guys coming at you really, caused havoc. And now you're getting that reincarnated in the Rams, and they're saying basically, look, it's Super Bowl or bust. We got Matt Stafford. 100%. We're winning now.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, obviously they did that when they made the Stafford trade,
right?
But the only problem you're going to have is they have salary cap issues, obviously, and you like those picks to kind of bring in players for the future, obviously, in positions that you might not be able to re-sign. And they don't have any. I mean, they gave up 3 years worth of first for Stafford. I think, and maybe even like a second. And now they've given up another second and a third. So, there's going to be some issues.
Do they even need to show up for the NFL draft?
Well, you know what, Coach? If they got a Lombardi trophy, they're not going to care.
Yeah, right. Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
But there's risk to it. We'll see what happens. But it's that defense, man, is going to be tough. Who are you going to block? Obviously, you're going to try to take Darnold out of the game. I love Von Miller. I think Darnold is more in his prime right now than Von Miller is, obviously.
Yeah. And so is Floyd. Floyd's a young cat.
Let's go back in the studio. Yeah,
you like that? You like that, Stiz? Yeah, man. Set up the old school, man. Go. Little throwback, man. A little throwback today. So I'm a little excited. Trying out some new technology, because Coach isn't very technology inept, I guess you'd say. So we're testing some stuff out. So
now if we just got that timer for you. So.
Yeah. So we'll get there. Looking forward to it. Possibly Thursday, Angela from our Raiders family will possibly be joining us on Thursday. So just throwing that out there. She said it's her travel day. She's going to try and fit us in. So hopefully we could get that arranged. But looking forward to seeing those guys this weekend. It's going to be awesome, fun time. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So let's get into me crapping the bed yesterday. That was my lock, and I think a lot of people were in my camp.
Yeah.
Where I mean, you even said that might be a trap game for the Eagles, and then boom, they come up and put a 40 spot on them, man.
I don't think I said that. I just said the Eagles. You never know what you're going to get. You just don't. And look, give them credit. I think Sirianni knew he's in big trouble. So he said, you know what? I'm just going to give them what they want. And look what happened. I mean, He just ran the football. Hurts didn't do anything. But it makes you – it frustrates you as a fan because it's like, you say we're fans, but damn, don't we look smart now? I mean, and look, it wouldn't have mattered in the Cowboys game, but that Niners game, if they ran the ball more, maybe it's a different game. Maybe, they're in a little bit of a different season where they're in it. They're 3-5, but still another game or two, you're 500 or 5-3. Maybe they're in the playoff picture.
Right.
And look, they still have 4 games against the Giants and the Redskins, which, that could be 4 wins if you play right. I don't think they're going to win all 4, but still, yeah. I mean, look, they did what we wanted them to do, and they get a win. And look, Detroit's played far better teams, a lot better this year.
Yeah,
close game with the Packers, close game with a team like the Rams last week, and we just smoked them. Yeah, I know. Yes, and it's the truth, Stiz. He just the one guy he didn't give the ball to was the guy Stiz said to pick up on waivers. I think Stiz, I just don't like you or something. I think Sirianni's probably going on the opposite way on your props and losing a bunch of money. So
yeah, he's all mad.
Sticking to Stiz. Yeah. One thing I want to talk about too, Coach. Obviously, we'll get into your Giants game, but once again yesterday, huge injuries. Derrick Henry most likely out for the rest of the year. They said 6 to 10 weeks. Well, we're at week going to week 9. So you're talking about, it might not be the playoff time that he can play again. And then obviously Jameis Winston torn ACL.
Right.
And that's a shame too, because now the Saints are 5-2, just beat the Bucs again. And that was one of my picks yesterday. That was one of my picks yesterday, Coach. I said that the Brady struggles with that defense. And look, Colts broke my heart yesterday. Let me be honest. They broke my freaking heart. Carson Wentz, we have a love-hate affair. And look, I'm going to say this for Wentz. The one interception with a minute and a half to go in the fourth quarter, when you're at the 7-yard line, you do not call a tight end screen. Frank Reich has really, the guy's a great coach, but he's people treat Wentz like he's Superman. 57 passes to 20 runs yesterday. You don't run a tight end screen on the 7-yard line, because what happens on screens, Coach? On screens,
you're inviting everybody up the field.
Allow the lineman in. You're at the 7-yard line. So he was getting hit before he could do anything. 1, you can't take the safety. 2, you can't just throw it anywhere, because obviously that's intentional grounding in the end zone. That's a safety as well. Right. So he threw it, and look, it was a horrible throw. It was. But it was also a bad play call. Frank Reich needs to run the ball more. And then, look, the interception in overtime was a disgrace.
Yeah,
that's a disgrace. That's on Wentz. He's making horrible plays. And realize, guys, you know what they went from yesterday? With stupid play. And look, they did get screwed on the first drive in overtime. That was pass interference on Pascal. They should have had the ball in the Tennessee 30. No, you can't tell me he was early. It was a bull. I hate refs. I hate them all. We'll get to the Cincinnati game in a second. But that was a flag. But now the Colts, think about this. They went from the possibility of being 4-4 and 1 game back from Tennessee with Derrick Henry out now. And Tennessee plays the Rams this week. They play the Jets. So they could have been right back in those things at division. Yep. And look, maybe with Henry now they can. But now they're 4 games back of Tennessee, because Tennessee has the tiebreaker. That's the difference in just it drives me nuts. And that's the stuff Wentz he has to stop doing. I mean, it's a critical error, even though there's other things that went on. But yeah,
I agree. I agree 100%,
yeah.
man. With that,
Yeah.
The play calling, it just and what really helps Wentz is the running game, and when you're, and I don't know why all of a sudden you're thinking he's fixed. Like, I feel like he had a couple of good games, he's playing well, and all of a sudden he's fixed. He's not. You still gotta run the ball to set up the pass.
Why change the formula, Coach? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's working. And look, he's not fixed yet. He was headed in the right direction.
Right.
And
exactly.
now
That's what
a game like this can be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Because this is the stuff you can't have with him. You were building, though. You were making a foundation of bringing him back to what he was. Look, they don't have the greatest players on the outside. I like Pittman. But other than that, there's not much there. He had a nice little burner, Paris Campbell, I think his name was. He got hurt. And then to go into the real quick, the Cincinnati game. Look, credit to the Jets. They played hard.
Mike White.
Look, nobody saw him coming. But that's the NFL. When I liked the Bengals against the Ravens, I said everybody was all over the Ravens. Now, look, everybody was on the Bengals, and the Bengals were due for a letdown game, and that's what that was. The Jets aren't better than the Bengals. It was a letdown game, but that call where they called, the helmet, whatever
with two right before 2 minutes, yes.
It was the Jets player lowering his head with the helmet, and I'm tired of these officials inserting themselves into the game.
But here's the problem I have. You're talking to other people about it. So get it right. Why is Mike Ferrer coming on Fox giving you a different call than the damn official on the field when he is the head of the head of officiating?
Imagine when you have money on these games,
right?
And you have them in your suicide pool, and then you have an official come over the air, basically saying, "Yep, that guy shouldn't have made that call. It was wrong." It just pisses you off more.
Yeah, I know.
Like in baseball now, when your team gets boned, and it's a freaking ball that gets called a strike, and they come on and say, "Oh, no, yeah, that was a ball." It drives me crazy, Coach. Obviously, you can see I'm still upset on that Colts game yesterday.
I see.
Honestly, you know me, Coach. My big games where I say I don't lose a lot. And I bet a lot of money yesterday, and it hurt. That's one of the toughest losses I've ever taken yesterday, and just the way it went. And it hurt. And then the Cincinnati game, too. I had them as one of my teams. I'm still alive in my suicide pool with two other teams. But you know what? You can't make that call. You can't make that call.
Right. Absolutely. I agree 100%. But getting to the Jets, I don't think the Jets even knew they had Mike White.
Right.
Because they wouldn't have traded. If they knew they had Mike White, they wouldn't have got Flacco. They wouldn't have given up a third to get Flacco.
Now, Coach, I know it's 1 week, but if this guy can string a couple more games like this together, do you got a quarterback controversy in New York with him and the number? Because they were both rookies.
But now
if he plays well. He looked good, Coach. Cincinnati
looked really good. But you want to know what else is different? You want to know what was different?
What?
The offensive coordinator went up to the box this game and was calling the game from the box, not from the field. And I personally am a guy, you need to be up in the box. You can't see the field from the sideline. And you're trying to call, come on now. And look at the difference. Look at the difference and I'm not saying that was the thing that flipped the switch.
Right.
The kid played pretty well, got some calls from the officials, but still, you got to go be up in the box. And I would assume that the offense coordinator is going to stay up in that box the rest of the season.
And says all that happened is I'll just run him up my tab even higher by eating tacos at Taco Bell if I got a job there. Brutal.
Oh man! And I tell you what, though, it was then. Anthony, you brought that up. I don't think the Saints' season is over by any means.
If I was the Saints, I think the trade deadline was today, wasn't it?
It's tomorrow, 4:00. Tomorrow. 4 o'clock.
I would bring in Nick Foles because you know what? They have a good team.
Hey, I'm sorry. Could somebody say that on yesterday's show? I think somebody mentioned
Not
that.
The Saints. It wasn't the Saints. It was
right,
Carolina.
but I said the Saints, and you went
said Carolina.
whoa.
No,
and yes, and I, you know what? And I waffled. I waffled on my pick because I listened to you two jabrones, and then I waffled on that too. I'm tired of listening to you guys.
No, you're listening. It was you, but they need to bring in a QB because look, Trevor.
But I thought Simeon played pretty well.
That's not going to last.
You're right. You still got to bring in a quarterback, but I think they played pretty well.
They have a good team. Once again, another call Nevada Nick made earlier in the year. He said everybody's shitting on the Saints. The Saints are going to be better than people think. Another one I called. And that was another thing I did call yesterday, although I think it was a bullshit call. I said one of those teams were going to lose yesterday. Remember, I said a team that was 7.5-point dog or more hadn't lost yet. I said it was due and it was coming. And, that happened yesterday, too. Now, Coach, tonight, you're 10.5-point underdog Giants. Can they pull it off?
No.
Okay.
You know, I put my fan hat on, and I'm really excited. Because granted, the Chiefs are playing like crap. And here's a chance to come in and steal one.
If it was in New York, I think, Coach, maybe you have a little bit better of a chance.
Right.
But with the way the Chiefs are playing right now, you never know. I mean, they're playing terrible.
They are, but I feel like this is their get-right game because you have a team like the Giants that can't put two wins together. They can't put two wins together. They're very flip-floppy. And they're coming into Arrowhead, very tough place. It's a Monday night. It's going to be cold, and I think this is going to be like a get right game for the Kansas City Chiefs. Unfortunately, right. as much as I'm going to be rooting for the Giants, I hope
other people saying that's Stiz's game, get right game.
Yeah, the get right game. Man. Yeah. I'm on Stiz's bandwagon, man.
You know what? I don't know that Taysom Hill's a quarterback, but with running the ball and all, I mean, look, he's your best option. I agree with that. But I would try to bring in a Foles or somebody. And Anthony, yes, Stiz mentioned it yesterday. I don't know if it's next week, but yeah, it's the next week or two. And that's going to help. And it's a shame they lost Jameis because I was curious to see if him coming on board helped Jameis. Because Jameis has played well. No, he's not blowing blowing the lights off the door.
Angela, I'll let that slide till tomorrow night. I'll let that go till tomorrow night.
Come on, Angela. You knew better with the Raiders. Don't get too cocky, Angela.
She touched the money. She touched the money, man. She touched the money.
Don't do it, Angela. It's just strap in and just hope that they keep winning. Because right now the Raiders are in first place, and they have a real shot at the division. Obviously the Chargers yesterday lose to the Patriots. Right. And, Coach, watch out because Bill's getting to play well.
Right. Now things, he's got that.
Yeah. And Mac Jones is starting to fall into place.
Yep.
4-4. They should have beat the Bucs with that field goal they missed. And I know coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Right.
But still, to let you know, they could have beat the Cowboys. And the Dolphins game, they had a fumble. They were down a point with under 2 minutes, and they fumbled. They could have won that game. And this is a 4-4 team. The Patriots are close, and he even said it. They're starting to play better. Watch out for the New England Patriots.
Right. And look, because now you had Pittsburgh beating Cleveland yesterday, which made that race tighten up, which allows, now New England's in that playoff conversation.
Right.
With that because of what happened in the Norris division of the AFC.
Let me just enjoy the first place Raiders. The last time she said that, I was still running marathons.
I was gonna say, man. I didn't know if I was driving. I don't know if I was driving a car yet.
Man, that's great. So, but yesterday was one of those crazy days, man, in the NFL. So,
Well, hopefully it stays crazy.
I know.
And,
Coach,
the Giants can get some momentum.
We're at about the halfway point now. Next week's week 9. Right. Obviously now there's because there's 17 games, there's 18 weeks. Doesn't the season always just fly by? Here we are. Today's November 1st. And look, let me tell you, now's when it matters. I mean, yeah, you want to start good, but now's when it matters is who plays well in November and December, and it's the hottest team going into the tournament. You know what I mean? So we'll see who that is. Don't give up on the Colts yet. I still think there's a lot of talent there. Reich just needs to put it together. I mean, every team has 2 losses in the AFC, Coach. So it's wide open. I think the Bills are the best team in the AFC. I like the Browns, but once again, look, the Browns, they just can't deal with expectations. So,
you're absolutely right. They are. They have now that expectations are on them. They're starting to crap the bed a little bit, and
but it's going to be interesting, and it's going to be a different look in the AFC. It really is. And like I said, watch out for the Patriots.
And I wouldn't be surprised if you watch the success that the Rams have right now. I wouldn't be surprised if the Browns do something similar. Okay. Get one of those veteran quarterbacks to come in and take over next season. I'm talking about and bring that in.
I'm throwing the White House in Washington. We are done. They did sign him but they signed him to a practice squad. I don't know. He did well. I don't know. I mean, he's older. I don't know with Tennessee. I mean, look, he's a big back. You know what I mean? Kind of.
Yeah, but he's not the horse he was.
Derrick Henry's just a beast. And you got to wonder now, too, is this going to be the injury? Because it's a shame. Derrick Henry's been so impressive the last, 7-8 years. You got to wonder, is this going to be the injury that, because how it is with the running backs. They fall off a cliff. And I don't want to see that because Derrick Henry's fun to watch. He really is.
He is, but I think Tennessee, and you'll see, I think you're going to see a big decline in Tannehill because he relies on that running game so much. And now you're going to ask him to do more. And I think you're going to see the guy from Miami show his head.
Yeah.
The quarterback that was in Miami is now going to be that guy.
Well, what happens is a guy like Henry just starts imposing his will on you, and he gets better every quarter.
Right.
He gets better as the game goes on. He's just, imposing his will on you, and then once they get success running the ball, Tannehill goes nuts. And I agree. I think they're going to struggle, and that's why it drives me so nuts yesterday because, honestly, I said the Colts were still going to make the playoffs when they were 1-4. And I think, they really blew it yesterday because, like I said, they'd be 1 game back. And come on, tell me, Coach, if the Colts were 4-4 and the Titans were 5-3 going into where the Colts play the Jets Thursday and the Titans play at the Rams, wouldn't you take the Colts to win that division going down the stretch?
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Right. Call Gronk yesterday.
No, I mean, look, the guy broke his ribs. I just think they threw him in there too early.
I agree.
But he is, I mean, he's near the end of his career, no doubt. But when you're playing with a lacerated lung and broken ribs, a month's pretty quick to come back. I think they should have, been like the Cowboys. And look, an impressive win for the Cowboys last night with Cooper Rush as your quarterback. Look, that Cowboys team's no joke. They really aren't. That's a good football team.
You see him coming out in some inverted wishbone with the 2 linemen in the backfield. I mean, come on now, man.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll see with Gronk. And look, that would hurt the Bucs because Gronk's so imperative to Brady in the red zone.
Yeah.
Just that big, and they have so much chemistry together. That would hurt. We'll see when he can come back. But, I mean, obviously,
3 picks, man.
Yeah, he shouldn't have played yesterday. But, it's going to be interesting. Look, I mean, you got those 5 teams in the NFC. And the they're all pretty damn close. I would put the Rams on top. I really do, and especially now that you get Von Miller. I like the Packers. J.J. Watt getting hurt, I think, is going to hurt the Cardinals.
Yeah.
And now you got Kyler in the boot. I think they're going to, come back down to earth a little bit here. But look, man, the Cowboys are legit.
They're right there. They're climbing a little bit. I had them as 5.
They were number 5. It's changed a little bit.
I think they're probably closer to 3 than they are 5 now.
Yeah, they look pretty damn good. There's no doubt about it. It's going to be quite interesting. And the Bucs, look at them yesterday. That defense. I mean, the Bucs are still good. It's still Tom Brady, but that defense needs to get right. And the one thing I'll say, I know they have a lot of injuries in the secondary. They do. They need to get that secondary fixed and healthy. But let me tell you this too: we all knew, except for Vay up the middle, that defensive line's old, and you're seeing its age. And Dominic Sue not having the impact he had last year. JP
and a lot of injuries in the back.
Right. So that defensive line is showing as they age a little bit. So if they can't get that defense fixed, and look, the Buccaneers too, a lot of stupid penalties. They're aggressive. They took some bad penalties yesterday. We'll see what happens. And not very often do you see Tom Brady throw a pick 6. Usually when Tom Brady's got the ball down too, you might as well just chalk it up as an L.
Right.
Not yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would say it surprised me, so.
Yeah. Well, yesterday was one of those days for me, Coach. Just everything that could go wrong went wrong. I mean, I got a ticket on the Braves at 13-1. It's like a 4-0 lead in the first inning and lost. I mean, the gambling gods just came down and kicked me in the nuts and just said, "All right, come back down to earth." And
well, let's hope they stay true. And tonight is another big game for the New York Football Giants, and see if they could put it together. I really hope that Tony and Shepard are going to be game time decisions, but it looks like they're going to be good. And
the one thing that's good, Coach. The offensive line is where the Giants struggle, obviously. And Chris Jones and Frank Clark. And the Chiefs, they never had this great defense, but they had playmakers. Frank Clark, Chris Jones, Tyrann Mathieu. And those guys are what the defense was based on. And they needed those players to play really, really well. And they haven't this year. And Anthony Hitchens out tonight for the Chiefs as well, Coach. So, look, if the Giants can get it going early, where I'm concerned is I think that Chiefs offense has really been struggling, and I think tonight you might see them come out guns a-blazing.
Right. Exactly, and I think that's what's going to be.
Where they're behind, and then now it's just not where they win, where they got to throw the ball and Danny Dimes running all over the place, and that's usually not a good formula for your New York Football Giants.
Absolutely, I agree. I think what the Giants need to do is stick to their plan, and hopefully, Angela, the Giants can make it a trifecta for you. And stick to the plan. Chew up some time, short dink and dunk down the field, get that running game involved, and chew up a lot of clock and keep Mahomes on the sideline. Really,
and look, that Von Miller is a good thing for Angela too, because now
now you don't face him.
Right, and that's good that, you don't want to face Von Miller, and it makes the Broncos weaker, obviously, and the Raiders should beat them in their next game. It's another win for the Raiders. But once again, look, the Raiders have a great opportunity here. You got, they're a better team than the Giants. They can't have another Bears game. They need to go into New York and take care of business and get to 6-2, because they actually have a shot at this division, which nobody thought was possible. They have a real shot at this division. And the way the Chiefs are playing, they can beat they've proven they can beat the Chiefs already. So, and with the way their offense looks, and I think they're a better team without Groot, because
Stiz, HR called. You got to go pee in a cup, buddy.
Yeah.
HR called.
the HR called. This guy gives you losers every day. And it says Patrick Mahomes has 3 touchdowns and no interceptions. Why would that be 8, Carl? It's the best quarterback in the league. I mean, maybe not right at this minute, but
because Mahomes, as a Giant fan, I am talking as a Giant fan who I don't want to see that. I want to see the Giants have a victory, and if they give up 3 touchdowns by Patrick Mahomes, the Giants aren't a 21-point team. They can't score 21.
Back to what I was saying until I was rudely interrupted by Coach. I think the Raiders are better off without Gruden. I said that. Because a coach, when you get a new coach, you're going to have new tendencies. Right. I don't think they, and look, they're going to catch up with but if you look now, they did play the Broncos and the Eagles, who aren't known for their defensive prowess, but still, the Raiders hadn't had a touchdown on the first drive all year. They had the first 2 games without Gruden, they scored touchdowns. And that's when usually Gruden's plays are supposed to be the best because he draws up his first
20, yeah.
It's supposed to be his best plays. So I like what the new coach is doing. They're running the football better and they needed to do that. Let's just see what happens with everything else because John Gruden, that's going to be a battle. He's basically said, he's going to go down with a fight.
Right.
I'm real curious to see what happens there.
Absolutely. So am I. I think everybody is, so it'll be fun. Let me ask you, you watching the Manning cast tonight?
Let me tell you this. I love listening to them interview and all. I wish they'd pay attention more to the game. And I know they do break it down and all, but they kind of get you kind of sidetracked. And I love the Manning brothers. I really do. But listening to the guys on ESPN, they suck.
Right.
Greasy sucks. And Louis Riddick, I liked on ESPN as an analyst. He sucks on Monday Night Football too, because they never say like it is. Last week, DK Metcalf caught a touchdown, and he literally took the guy and threw him on the ground. And Greasy, looks like he lost his footing. He took him, threw him to the ground. I'm not a fan. To me, back to Brink truck up to Peyton Manning, bring him in, and let him be an analyst on Monday Night Football.
And I think he said no. I think to that.
I don't know. They didn't offer enough money.
Maybe. But I'm kind of torn because I want to watch the game, but I'm kind of curious. Eli, his old team, and how he talks about the Giants.
And Danny Dimes.
And Danny, I'm curious. I want to watch the game. I really need to watch the game, but I want to hear. So I think I'm going to split screen it tonight and keep the volume on Eli. The Manning brothers.
Interesting. And they get good guests. I mean, last week they had Tom Brady in.
Right.
And I don't know if we talked about it yesterday. I thought it was interesting. Brady mentioned, they said if he could change one thing, he said he wished it could he said football's becoming more of a skills competition now. And he wishes they could bring some of the old football back, some of that physicality back. Because he even said, it's so much easier for me. He goes, because back when Ray Lewis was playing, he goes, I didn't throw the ball in the middle of the field because I knew my guys didn't want to get hit.
Right.
Get their head taken off by Ray Lewis.
Right.
So that's how much of a different game it is, though. Then now you got the middle of the field wide open. If, somebody breathes on a freaking a receiver, it's passing a
penalty, right?
And it's the truth. Look, we all love football, but it's lost a bit of its physicality, and now too the whole taunting thing. It just drives me crazy.
That does too,
dude. Football is a very emotional sport. Mm-hmm. And I mean, think about it. Like, sometimes you're going to get excited. I mean, I don't know what they want these guys to do.
Yeah, just get up and walk back to the huddle. I mean, it can't happen. Plus, I mean,
you got all the defenders going and running and taking pictures in front of these damn cameras and shit, and then some guy gets excited about a play and it's taunting. It makes no sense. Like, I don't know. It's stupid if you ask me.
Anthony, I don't see age cut.
Nah.
Well, you can't. One game you can't say that.
No, but he played well.
I thought he still played well. He threw some picks.
Well.
Yeah, I agree with that.
There's some teams that you struggle against, and look, the Saints put pressure on you, and Brady struggles with pressure. He doesn't like pressure,
right?
But I think Brady. I really thought next year was going to be his last year. Look, he's going to play the 45, and I think that's next year. He said he wanted to play the 45. People said he wouldn't do it. I think really what his plan is play this year, play next year, and then I think, around this time next year, he'll see where he's at. And when he's still playing at the level he's playing, why would he retire?
Right.
I mean, he's playing great.
And secretly, I think he hopes that it really craps the bed in San Francisco so he can go home and play in front of his parents.
And you know what? It could be possible because obviously Jimmy G's not the answer, and we haven't seen enough.
Right.
Ray Lance didn't look great either. So,
right.
and that's not fair to him, But
right.
yeah, we'll see what happens.
And by the way, I just didn't want to mention this earlier when you were ranting about the Colts. But if you noticed, Frank Reich wearing Coach Muddle glasses. I'm just throwing it out there. All right.
He wasn't wearing a Coach Muddle.
Yes, he was.
He
was. I got several texts and asked if they
didn't have that gold. They didn't have that gold thing on them.
They had he's wearing the yellow tinted glasses. So, pull it up. I got a few texts from people asking if, he was sporting Coach Muddle glasses. So
he wasn't. You're 100%. I watched the whole game yesterday. You're 100% wrong.
All right.
Well, now we know why the Colts lost yesterday.
There you go. There you go, man.
The Woods job, Jones. Yeah.
That's right, man. That's where he needs to be. Carson Wentz needs to be making his little deer stands and stuff instead of throwing interceptions in the end zone, man.
Coming from Coach, the guy who picked the freaking Lions yesterday, 44-6. You should be embarrassed of yourself.
Yeah.
How about them Eagles, baby?
Hey, look, I come into this. You guys are the gamblers. I'm not a gambler. So for me, it's just me talking out my ass. You're the guys that do all the work and know that stuff. Me, I just, because I'm not, I'm not a gambler. So you should know not to listen to me. I mean, people who follow the show know better. They listen to your advice.
But you're Coach Muddle. You know football, shouldn't you?
But I don't know about these betting trends like, you see this line moving this way or that way and this. I don't follow all that, man. You ask me about plays and what they're running and this and that. Yes, I can get that. But you guys understand the lines and how that moves and what that's. Oh, Vegas is screaming to me this. I have no idea. You guys follow the line from Monday to Sunday. I don't do that. You guys do. So that's why you're the professional, not me. I never claimed to be a professional. You are the professional.
And you're not even qualified to be a head coach.
I'm not even qualified to coach high school football. I mean, come on, man. I mean, let's face facts here, man.
All right, so Coach, what do you got score for tonight's game?
Tonight, I took my analytical hat off. I put my fan hat on. Okay. It's going to be the New York Football Giants. 24-18.
I just said, do they have a shot of winning? And you said no. So you had your
no, because now I put my fan hat on now.
Okay.
My fan hat is on. So now I'm right. As a fan.
I'm going to go
see
30.
That's why they
Nick. That's right. Tell him, Anthony.
Oh, thanks,
Anthony. Look, I think the Giants need to get started well early. That's going to be the big thing. Because look, the way the Chiefs have been playing right now, if you get off to another bad start, look, I think Mahomes is pressing. I think he knows that defense sucks. I think you're seeing him do very uncharacteristically things for Patrick Mahomes. But I think tonight you're going to see Andy with his play calling. I think he's going to settle things down. I think he's going to run the football a little bit more. Try to because look, they're this team that they want to be so explosive, and right now they're going to need to understand. Take what the defense gets you. Yeah, we all want to make the big plays, but right. I think because last week was embarrassing for them. 3 points against that shitty Titans defense.
Yeah.
So I think they'll return tonight. I like Chiefs 34, Giants 20.
Okay. I know you're probably more realistic than I am, but hey, I'm keeping my fan hat on, and it's go blue tonight. I'm excited. I think the Chiefs are setting the Giants up to being able to stack another win on top of it.
No, it's anything can happen. We saw that yesterday.
So instead of
the Jets can beat the Bengals with the backup QB, the Giants can beat the Chiefs.
Well, so my thing is since it was Mike White Monday, it could be Danny Dimes Tuesday in New York. Maybe we'll give the guy a little credit.
Danny Dimes.
Well, if you go in New York, that's all they've been talking about. Mike White Monday. They've anointed the guy freaking a Hall of Famer already.
I think they're getting a statue. Yeah, ready.
They're making a statue out in front of the stadium already. Oh, unbelievable!
If I was you, I would hope the Giants lose. I hate to say, but right now I'd be worried about a draft pick, and yeah.
I really would like it to be because again, the Giants, they go and beat Washington, screw themselves out of the Chase Young deal. And now they're out of the Thaddeus, the kid from Oregon, the big pass rusher from Oregon.
Thibodeau.
So those are the things, but we'll see. Hopefully the Giants can. I still am, as a fan, I want them to win. Oh, thank you, Angela. I appreciate it. It's new tonight. And,
he broke into the old TV studio. And
yes, and it will be traveling with me, Angela. I'll have it tomorrow on your show as well. It'll be coming with me. So take the whole wall with me. Bring it. Slide it in, man. So. But all right, very good. Good stuff, Nevada Nick, as always. I appreciate your knowledge that you bring, and I'm sure all the gamblers out there, because really we are the only show that makes people money out of all the gambling shows between you and Stiz. What are you doing? You got something in your eye? You okay?
Yeah, I'm crying. This wants 3 chalupas and a chicken soft taco.
Oh man, yeah. You better. We need one of those 2 12-packs for the road trip this weekend.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. If you want to do that, man, might have to make some stops. You know what I
mean? Just drive with the windows down, man. Yeah. Hey, what's up? How you doing?
What's up, Mother Moon?
Mama Moon. So we will see you this weekend because we'll be up there. It'll be fun. We're excited to see you guys in person, actually, and it'll be fun. But listen, we're gonna cut out of here because I got to get ready for a football game, and so does everybody else. So enjoy. Go Giants! Big game tonight. So enjoy it. Everybody, be safe. Remember. Like the page, share it with your friends, go over to YouTube, ring the bell, subscribe. We appreciate all the help you give us. And we'll see everybody here on Thursday, 6 o'clock. We appreciate